Hello, guys. My name is Trevor Barnes. Welcome to Tech Inside. This is the show Let's Talk, where I talk. So anyway, guys, in today's episode, I wanted to talk a bit about tablets. They've been coming up a lot recently, and many people ask me, what's the future of tablets, and is this the time to buy? Especially now because lots of new tablets have been announced, like the new iPad Air 2 and the new iPad Mini and the new Nexus tablet. So let's just start with the future of tablets. I feel like when the tablets first came out, and I want to say the first real tablet, and some may argue with me, but the first real good tablet was the iPad. I'm not going to say that's what it is like today. There's plenty of good Android tablets out there. But I feel like when the iPad first came out, the original iPad, that was the beginning that really marked, hey, tablets can be a thing. I remember when I first got my first iPad, it was an iPad first generation. It was a 32 gigabyte. I was really just mind boggled by what it was really capable of doing. And in today's standards, it wasn't really capable of much. But back then, it kind of was revolutionary. Now we're at a time where what we really have isn't revolutionary. To be honest with you, what functionality an iPad or even really any tablet has nowadays hasn't really changed much since then. And obviously, that's kind of a problem. And that's why tablets, I feel like in the last year or so, aren't as popular as they once were. But really, the biggest killer to tablets have been this device right here, the smartphone. Maybe actually more specifically, the phablet. I have two phablets right here. I have the Note 3 and I have an iPhone 6 Plus. Both these phones are very popular and these bigger size form factors are becoming the thing, which makes you think, where's the tablet going? I've had many people say to me they want to get an iPhone 6 Plus just so they don't have to have an iPad or a tablet to bring around with them. So this makes you think, what is the future of tablets? And I'm going to give you my opinion right now. I think the first thing you have to realize is tablets as we know them, I think are kind of going on the extinct side. I think people would much rather have some type of a tablet phone hybrid, kind of like this, that can make calls, be one device that does everything. I still feel like that was the real thing with smartphones. You had one device that did everything. Then when the tablets started becoming popular, like the iPad, then you kind of had two devices that did everything, but that's not really useful anymore. Yeah. It's just not. Tablets were a little bit more popular when they first came out because you could do everything and you had a great battery and a bigger screen and all this stuff. And remember, when the iPad came out, we still had a 3.6 inch or whatever the hell size screen the original iPhone was. That was really small. So when an iPad came out, that was a huge screen in comparison. But nowadays, you want to watch a movie on this guy or something, you're going to be able to do it very comfortably. And battery's going to last as long. And you have the same storage now. But going back years ago, it just wasn't the case. So I think the future of the tablets are kind of bad for them as far as tablets as we know them as of now. I think the phone's going to replace it. I think that we've already seen that. Tablet sales are on an all-time low in comparison to the past few years where, iPads and the new Android tablets were all the rage. Meanwhile, smartphones continue going up and up and up. And I think that's going to be a pattern we see over the next few years. With that said, there's one type of tablet that I really truthfully believe will succeed, but maybe not in the current path it's at. That is the Microsoft Surface tablet, and more specifically the Surface Pro. Now, I'm not going to say Microsoft has done the best job at this, but I feel like in the nearby future, someone will. And I think that's going to be actually Windows 10. I think Windows 10 will fix a lot of the problems that the current Surface has. But I think the future of tablets is kind of taking a laptop, which I'm like this guy right here, adding a touchscreen to it, making it a tablet, and then just be able to remove the screen and you got a full functioning Windows tablet. And I think that's kind of the future. And I think both Apple and Microsoft see that. Microsoft's a little bit ahead there and have already started going towards that direction, but I wouldn't doubt you Apple's too far behind. It's been rumored for years that Apple would release a MacBook with a touchscreen and a tablet-type form factor, and I wouldn't doubt you that in the upcoming years we'll see an iPad that indeed is running Mac OS X. I truthfully believe the future of tablets is just regular computing. I think it's the future. I think it's the only way it survives because then it adds functionality that you can't do on this guy right here. And if you want to go really far into the future, eventually we'll have full operating systems on a phone, and that's Microsoft's goal, that with Windows 10 specifically, and the one operating system on every platform type thing. But Microsoft's really not wrong there. Microsoft, I don't know if it's the company that's going to make all this work and be the revolutionary people that make all this work and does it all clean and makes it perfect, and I don't know if that's Microsoft, but I feel like that's still definitely the future, and Microsoft's onto something there. So when I hear the question, is this a good time to buy a tablet? You have to consider a few things, and really you only have to consider one thing. do you want a tablet? If you want an iPad, go get an iPad. You're going to love it. If you want an Android tablet, go get an Android tablet. You're going to love it. If you're saying you want a tablet that can do everything and you kind of want to replace your computer, which we thought was kind of what was happening a few years ago, this probably isn't the time unless you want to get a Surface, and even then they have their limitations. But I will say this now, and quote me on it, and we'll come back to this in a year from now, or whenever Windows 10 comes out. I believe it's around a year. When Windows 10 comes out, a new breed of tablets will follow it. And those new breed of tablets will be awesome. And you can definitely expect me to be buying one. So in a year from now, come here for all your Windows 10 goodness. So really, right now, that's my opinion on tablets. You know, I've been asked a bunch of times, so I figured I would do this Let's Talk About It. If you guys like Let's Talk and just want to hear my voice and talk about other things besides technology, go check out my podcast, which I'm maybe possibly have many screens behind me showing. And the link will be down there for that. It's called Let's Talk as well. What do you know? So thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you like it up. Leave your criticisms, concerns, comments, and everything else you want to leave down there. And until next time, guys, take care.